you doing, my friends? Welcome to the Jovenshire channel, where we cover all things superheroes, video games, comics, TV shows, all things geeky here in one place. And today, we prove that I actually do read the comments and do the things that you want me to do. But before we get into today's guests here on 5 Fun Facts, well, guess what? If you haven't already, I'm going to need you to hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. Hit the like button. I need validation. Do you think I wake up every single day and just like what I do in my life? No! I need your likes to like myself. So what we are doing today is diving deep into the factual life of a guest here on 5 Fun Facts. And today's guest is none other than the warrior of the deep, the ranger of the far, goddess of the skies. Please welcome to 5 Fun Facts, Miss Boze Bozington.
Why am I excited for myself? I'm just excited to be here. Anytime I saw 5 Fun Facts, I was like, Joven, put me on. And then our schedules just never worked out. And then I stopped asking.
I've never felt more verbally attacked than the time you realized that I was doing the show and that you hadn't been on it yet. And so I am healing my emotional scars, but also loving the fact that you and I get to hang out with each other here in quarantine land, and the audience will get to learn 5 fun facts about you that they probably don't know. Which first off, how are you? What have you been up to? What are you working on? Where are you at these days?
I'm good, you know. We'll run through some stuff in my fun fact. Wait, I don't even know what camera I'm looking at. Joven?
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Man. Oh, this is so hard. Okay. Dude, in case you guys can't tell, Joven and I are like actually friends.
It happened. Unfortunately.
Dude, I've had so many, and like insider trade secret, I've had so many like friendships and entertainment that were just like not real, and it's not necessarily like people you guys will like know about. Like I've been doing this for a couple years, and Joven's somebody that like I'll literally call him at like 10 o'clock at night and I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And like we'll just talk. Like
you know how when you go to a friend's house and they have a cat, and the cat will seek out the person in a group that is like the least cat person like, and then they will attach to that person's lap and just hang out there. That's our relationship.
Yeah.
So,
and then we switch off sometimes too. We do.
That's true.
Joven and I have
I come off as needy.
Dude, it's so funny. I literally feel like our relationship in videos is actually our relationship in real life, and it makes me so happy.
And I think to that point, I think might be the most true to life relationship on camera for me that is actually in real life as well. And before we jump into the 5 fun facts of Boze Bozington, are you working on anything specifically right now that people can find what you're doing? Where are you keeping up these days?
Yeah, I'm not really as heavy into entertainment as much as I used to be. Like, if some people know, there was like a tweet back in maybe early 2018 or 2019 where I literally announced I was leaving the entertainment industry and I was going off to do other things. But since then, I've been like invited to join shows. Like I was on another podcast for like a year or so, and I've done like YouTube shows with like JK News. If you guys miss me, there's like 400 episodes of me on JK News, and they come out all the time. And then I'm also working, which I'm really excited about, on a brand new podcast.
Are you allowed to tell us anything about it yet, or do we need to wait in anticipation?
Not quite yet, but it is with my best friend, just a fantastic friend of mine. Like I'm really big on on-camera relationships that are like real and genuine. So I have a good friend of mine. Yes, that we literally sat on the couch for like 6 months and just became very, very close. And then we were like, all right, let's monetize this. so we do our
The best friendships in life can be monetized, and always remember that. That's a bonus fact for you. How this works is you've brought to us 5 fun facts that I have not yet heard. It's one of the things what I like doing about this show is I get to learn about my friends as I hear them today, because if they did tell me before, I probably just wasn't listening. So all of this information is new to me. So we are going to be starting on a great journey, a journey of many steps, but the first step shall be our first step of many. I think I read that in a fortune cookie once. So Miss Boze Bozington, please hit us with your first 5 fun fact. Woo! First fun fact.
Okay, actually, this kind of bleeds into what we just talked about. So my first fun fact is I work in entertainment, but I also run multiple businesses and I do consultations, which is something that a lot of my audience doesn't really know or understand.
And it's funny because it's literally there in your name, Big Boss Boze. Big Boss Boze.
So, I had a point where I did not want to be Boze from blank, like some group or some company or something. And, back in 2017 and 2018, there was so much surrounding cancel culture. And I'm not a perfect person. I've been on the internet for 10, 15 years. Who knows what the fuck I've said or done? Like, I know for a fact that there's nothing like absolutely horrible and crazy, but I could have said something distasteful. I could have not been my best. I look at some old Smosh videos, and some of the things that I said there, like I hate children, is not how I feel at this day and age.
Wait, are you saying that people that do comedy on the internet might have an opinion and then years later have a different opinion?
Crazy. So I've actually honestly been scared of the court of public opinion, and like, to be completely honest, the way that I decided to combat that was keeping one toe in entertainment, but also opening up businesses and consultations that are completely separate from the Boze branding, so that if anything were to happen, my livelihood wouldn't be under fire, because I don't have a college degree. I really only have like experience on paper, and I'm really happy with the clientele and referrals and things that I've been able to pull, entering the e-commerce world or entering like PR crisis and things like that.
So there we are, learning our first fun fact about Boze, that you may or may not known, that the title Big Boss Boze is not in fact self-given, it's self-earned, people. Self-earned.
Oh my god, gas me up.
Started off strong, love where the bar's at, but now I'm gonna need you to raise that bar with our second fun fact.
My second fact is, I almost missed the opportunity to join Smosh.
Did you forget to set your alarm?
Do you know how this happened, Joven?
No, this literally is news to me. I didn't know this.
Basically, a few years ago, I've always loved video games, and I started streaming on Twitch. I guess technically that's another business I started, huh? I never thought of that as one. It was just like a hobby. I've always been into gaming, and I streamed for about 3 years, and it's so funny how they found me. So there was a casting director that was looking for new members for Smosh Games, and he's a really nice guy. He goes on
Which
Twitch.
was like separate of like when we were at Defy. This person wasn't a full-time employee at Defy. He was literally just a casting director that we brought on.
He didn't really know how to cast for gaming, so he went to Twitch, and there was a page.
Based on what I've seen on the television, most people don't know how to cast for gaming.
Yeah, gaming's a weird one. So he went to Twitch, and he went to the website for TwitchCon and had a list of the confirmed partners, because he assumed that partners were like brand friendly or like, legitimate professionals or whatever. So he's just going through the list, clicking, and because my name was Boze, I was at kind of the top of the alphabetized list, and he was just clicking, and I was the first person that was streaming. I was streaming Grand Theft Auto with like 40 or 50 viewers, yelling at my audience, and I had put up a few like janky YouTube videos. So at the time, because Twitch is kind of a weird place. At the time, I had 2 people that were like harassing me and like stalking me on Twitch, and I never.
Oh, Twitch.
He was trying to get in touch with me through email, through Twitter DMs, through Instagram DMs, and
are we talking about the casting director
Yeah.
or the crazy person that was harassing you?
The casting director.
Okay.
And so I missed all of these messages. Here's a message. I'll send it to you. October 4th.
You still have the message.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. October 4th, 2016. Hello, tweeted you as well. I cannot find a business email for you. Would like to discuss an opportunity at Defy Media as on-air talent. Feel free to email or call. And then like his contact information. And
then you immediately clicked spam.
No, I actually I did not like know any. I didn't see some of these, and he was hitting me up on Twitter, and I thought it was one of the weird guys. And the way he finally got me was he came into my chat at midnight and was like, "Hey, this is Michael. I have been trying to contact you. Do you have a business email?" And I was like, "For what, bro?" And he was like this guy wanted me. He was like, "She's got a big personality.
So funny.
She's,
And meanwhile, you think that you're dealing with a stalker. And
Yeah.
you're just trying to like ban him from your chat.
Yes, and so what finally happened was, I eventually gave him my info, and he called me, and I remember him calling me from this Beverly Hills number, and I was so excited. I was like, because I was in a small town in Virginia, and I was like, Beverly Hills? And he asked me, he's like, "Hey, I have this opportunity, but we have a couple of preliminary questions. Would you ever consider moving?" And I was like, "Yes, I have nothing for me here. Like, no relationship, not going to
There's
school.
nothing here.
No, nothing. I work online." I was like, uproot me. But yeah. And actually the kind of like interesting thing about how that ended was, I don't know if you know, maybe you have to know this, Joven. There were 3 people that were supposed to audition for Smosh. Like, they flew me out in January to like do this whole audition. and I was so nervous because I had to beat out these other 3 people. This was my chance to like be a part of this thing, and I was so nervous because they told me they were only going to pick like 1 or 2 people, and it was for us to mingle with all of you guys. One girl couldn't get her visa approved in time, so like a couple days before, she didn't go on the trip. The other guy bailed on the trip. I still have the Skype messages.
Oh, that's right, because he had long hair. We were like, oh, it's the long hair guy. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Where's he at? Oh, he decided to say no. Okay.
Yeah, he was like kind of hot, like buff dude or whatever. And he bailed the day before our flight to go to these Smosh auditions. So that was the only one, you guys. Like they interviewed so many people. Some of like my friends.
What I'm learning about this fun fact here is, you don't choose Boze. Boze and fate choose you. Recapping our fun facts so far, you're a boss.
No.
And you don't decide what jobs you'll take. Fate decides what jobs you'll take, and here you are now. So, hitting that number 3 marker, halfway up the trek of Mount 5 Fun Facts, we now find our new resting place here at number 3. Yes. Boze, please discuss with us the 3rd fun fact.
I love learning. I love learning about myself. I love learning anything with mathematics. Mathematics, I love it because it just makes sense.
There were times I'd walk up behind you when you were at your computer and you would just have like Excel sheets open, putting information together. I'd be like, can I ask you a question? Just like look at what you're looking at. It's like,
yeah. I love mathematics. I remember like when I was there, like I was really into like neural networks and learning them since we were on YouTube and it's an algorithm. I love learning things, and I'll dive in to just knowing a little bit about it. I feel like even having 10 or 15% of knowledge about whether it be like a language or like coding or a craft. I think that's really important, and I love just expanding my mind and trying to be better and grow.
So 3rd fun fact is, you are a learner.
I like learning.
A thought seeker. And I think to just really go off on that more is there's a period of time when you and I overlapped at Smosh, and you would just come up to me with so much information that I didn't ask for. And you're like, hey, we just did this live stream, and I noticed that in the first 30 minutes, we actually had this, this, and this. And then if you look at our engagement at minute 46, if we wind up taking minute 46 and kind of bringing it over here at minute 29 and taking this new formula and then going forward with it, we can...
Much later.
I don't care!
And you'd be like, just do it, okay? If it's gonna work, just do it. And I'd be like, okay, don't do it. It was hard for me though too, because I was so new that like I feel like I needed approval before I made certain moves on things. But then also I feel like I tried so hard to like learn the algorithm and mathematics of things. People just didn't really know.
Faster than anyone else, talking to departments I didn't even know we had at that company.
Yeah, I would just like, I don't know. I love growth. I love progression. I love new ideas. I like making them come to life.
And I think that it's not just something that you're saying right now. Again, I said it earlier, and I really want to stand by this. It's not that you're self-labeled. It's self-earned. And like, yes, you aren't just saying that you like self-growth and you like to learn things. It's like, we can literally see based on your career that you are not only doing the things that you're saying, but you are learning from the things that you are doing to move forward in your career. And I think that is a prime example that I say this genuinely, that anyone watching this video, if you're looking for a mentor, if you're looking for someone to look up to in this field, look no further than Boze, because she knows what she's doing and she knows how to go further. I know I didn't tell you I was going to say that, but I think that's just I think it's a true fact.
That's so sweet. And like, also, I'm gonna be a softie for a minute. You guys gotta also understand that I came into this, into my first job in this field and this city and everything, really looking up to Joven. So like, to kind of,
mistakes were made.
And he's right, mistakes were made.
On our first day, I want to tell our fans here and our viewers what that day 1 was like with Boze meeting Jovenshire, because it really is the weirdest version of like an immovable object meets an unstoppable force. I don't know if I didn't have coffee that day. I don't know if I had finished my whiskey the day before and I didn't have my 11 a.m. drink. I don't know what it was, but I was I was grumpy or something. It was your first day. I remember feeling bad. I knew it was like, oh man, she's going to meet me on the wrong day. All right. And your adorableness was so persistent. You did, and you're not lying. You came up to me, and you're like, hi, I'm going to follow you for the whole day. And I'm like, looking at like 10 other people in the same room. Like, again, the kitty cat who finds the person in the room that is the least cat-like person to just kind of latch onto. And I remember, because I'm a little bit taller, and you're a little bit shorter. I remember at one point in time of the day, I thought I lost you. I thought I pawned you off to someone else. I'm like, here's Mari. She'll have all the information for you.
I remember that.
I went to go get coffee like 30 seconds later. And I like get my coffee and I turn around and I don't even see you when I turn around. I had to do like the whole cartoon like, ah! And there she is, just like, bing, bing.
Yep, and I definitely remember at one point like looking up to you like this, like, hi.
So here we are on the adventure that is 5 Fun Facts. We've made our way to the halfway point as we discuss the fact that you are the earned title owner of Big Boss Boze. You have grown and learned all the things needed to master your career and self. You almost Eminem'd it and almost missed your shot, and yet here we are, continuing on the adventure that is Boze Bosington here on 5 Fun Facts. So please hit us with the next step, one step closer to number 1 here on the peak of the mountain.
So I was very, very, very bullied in high school. This is like much more personal, and I was very, very bullied in high school. And I had like a rough time really growing up, and being accepted by people and finding people that would take care of me, because that's what your friends should do. You should take care of each other and protect each other. And I didn't have that. So kind of my fact is, when I was in high school, I ended up getting expelled for like truancy because I was bullied so badly that I would just walk home. And I looked it up, my old high school to where I lived, it was 3.8 miles. I would take the bus to school, and then I'd get there, I'd go to my first class, because that's usually how they gauged if you were there for the day. And then by 8:30, your boy Boze was walking home, because I was not about to I was not about to eat lunch in the bathrooms again. I was not doing it. I'm not going to sit outside in the field and hide and text my internet friends, like, because people are being mean to me. I'm not going to go to classes where there's like, I'm not doing it. So I'm the type of person where if I'm not being respected, if I don't feel like I'm being treated like a person of equality, I will walk, and I will walk away proudly.
And again, this goes back to me saying, here is someone to follow in the footsteps of. If you are not respected, if you are not loved, if you are not appreciated, don't sit around and take anyone's shit for it. Don't eat lunch in a bathroom. Mm-hmm. Go find you.
Yep.
And of course you were bullied. You're like 4'11" now. You were probably 3'2" in high school, so. And
I ended up going to like 4 different high schools because of like truancy and like fighting. I was a troubled kid, but I actually ended up graduating 16, going on 17, but like right in that period. Even though expelled, going to multiple schools, you still stood tall at 3'2" and graduated early. Yes.
My girl.
Dude, you know what? If I can give anyone like a piece of advice that I learned from that entire experience, I learned that I'm quick. I will walk away and I will stand up for myself if I feel like I have nothing to lose. But I've also learned that I'm the type of person that wants justice for myself, and I want to fight for myself. But if I feel like I have something to lose, I would tend to cower and internalize it. And it actually created some problems in my adult life because of how much I wanted to be free, but I was afraid of speaking up in certain environments. And, this is something that I've come to the conclusion in the past few weeks. Do not internalize things. Do not, if you feel like you have something to lose, don't just be scared and be like, no, I want to be nice so that nobody like does this to me or hurts me or gets rid of me. Just pull the trigger and stand up for yourself. I will never, ever internalize anyone else, hurting me or disrespecting me ever again. What fantastic advice. And I find myself saying this to a lot of people in conversations, and even like I even take it as advice in my marriage. If Kate and I are having a fight about something or an argument about something, and Kate feels one way about it, and I'm on the opposite end of it, I always wind up saying, it's like, I understand how you feel, and what you feel is completely justified, and I want you to know that. Even though I might have a different opinion or might think something, and I want you to remember that sentence. It's like, when you feel something,
what you're feeling is justified. You are allowed to feel that. No one should ever put you down for feeling a specific way. So, Big Boss Boze standing at 3'2", and yet rising above all of it.
Here we are. We are
There's
here.
been so much inspiration. I feel like when we had Wes on, I feel like we kind of sculpted his superhero story out of his 5 fun facts. But here, like, I'm just watching, like, the movie that winds up winning an Oscar for being, like, this inspiration story of a person's life.
Dude, I want to show everyone my climb because I want to get to the top, but I feel like I am a normal person with anxieties and fears. I use rivalries to propel myself. I use fears to propel myself. I try to take the bad and turn it into good whenever I can, because I don't have time to dwell on the bad.
So much good advice in this particular episode, and it pains me to know that we are near the end. You're talking about your climb, and here we are
At the top!
after this long climb of Mount 5 Fun Facts. And we sit here looking out at the horizon of the land in front of us, and we gaze upon the mightiest and funnest of facts. Fun fact number 1. Boze, hit us with it.
Wait, I feel so bad because we're like fun facts, and I'm like, I was bullied and kicked out of school. I'm sorry. Is it okay? Because the other one I have is kind of like, ooh.
Fun is subjective.
Yeah, okay.
Learning is fun.
I used to hate animals and children. You knew that, didn't
I wonder
you?
why we weren't just good friends from day one.
No, but you knew that, right?
But you said that you used to hate animals and children. And that being the fun fact. Are you saying that you don't feel that way now?
No.
Do you not try to trip children as they walk by?
I
Should I not be doing that?
Dude, first of all, in 4 years, which I don't want to have kids until I'm like 32-ish. Dude, I've actually planned this all out. I'm such a planner. There's one time I literally got worried about getting older one day, and I pulled out a notepad and I wrote out 27, 28, 29, 20, 30, 31, 32. I was planning out my life right up until 40.
Let it never be said that your anal retentive attention to detail never yielded positive results.
I was actually, the reason I put that one down is because I saw it on my Smosh wiki, and I know I'd said that before, but oh my god, it's the opposite now. I have a cat now. He's a rescue. I love him. His name is Stanley. That's my baby. Not only was I not a pet person, but I was not a cat person.
You were not a cat person, yet you were a cat person. Again, going back to the whole closet.
Yeah, you know what I think it was though, and that this is gonna be okay. Kind of sad part, Joven. We're gonna end on a, but we'll bring it back up, okay?
We're gonna somber it down a little.
I was a very sad and insecure person, and I didn't grow up with a lot of animals. So when I would be around animals, I would get this unconditional love from animals that I felt like I didn't deserve, and sometimes that.
Hit with the heavy right there.
Dude, woo! And I say these things because if there are people like me, I want to use my flaws to help others grow. And yeah, that was the thing. I felt like I did not deserve that love, so instead I'd be like, ew, grow. It's like if I could reject it first, it couldn't reject me. And yeah, it was really deep, and it's just crazy how much things have changed. I'm a person that's full of so much love, and I just want to be my open and honest self without the defense mechanisms that my previous environments created for me.
I love this episode. And again, I just really want the audience to listen to the words that are said here, find the lessons to be learned and apply them. I really do think this is a very inspirational episode, and I'm happy that we had it. So let's recap our trek up 5 Fun Facts Mountain. Starting off with the fact that Miss Boze here is the actual earned title of Big Boss Boze. Almost missed her opportunity, but the opportunity found her, and she is where she is now. She loves learning, never stops growing as an individual, used to hate animals and children, but now is full of love and happiness. And then that second to last one on the list, remind us all what it was, because there was such a good lesson there.
I used to walk home from school.
And she was bullied at a young age, but never let that stop her growth, and she did not take it, and she rose above it all. And there we are here at the top of 5 Fun Facts Mountain with Boze Bozington, gracing us with her knowledge, her experience, and her life story. And that is the story that we've learned today. So again, remind us, Boze, where is it on the internet we can find you doing all the cool things that you do? Because we do want to stay up to date with stuff that is also coming out in the near future.
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Big Boss Boze or Twitter. I try to post more about the shows that I do on my stories, but I'm so happy to finally say how busy I am with my other businesses and consultations, because I feel like so often people are like, oh, Boze doesn't post enough, she's just a creator. I don't have a YouTube channel. I just keep getting invited to go on shows and I go and I like running my mouth, but for the most part my business is outside of entertainment. And yeah, but I post on there when stuff is going on, and our relationship online with you people, we're friends. We pop in here and there. I don't really have a channel, just you gotta stalk me.
Gotta stalk her, and that's how she gets her jobs too. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're gonna like the other videos that we do here on the channel. I've got links to a bunch of stuff that Boze is doing down below. Thank you for watching. Until the next time, how I like to end these videos here is I like to have my guest do my famous outro of "I'll see you later." So if you can give your best impression of the Jovenshire outro, we'll end on that.
See you later, guys. Hit that like button. Let me and Joven know if you want to see another video with us, and tell us below in the comments what you want us to talk about. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
There it is from your big bad D&D daddy. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you need some more Jovenshire in your life, we have 2 videos there on the right, and don't forget to subscribe, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're gonna like the other stuff that we do here. And if you get a chance, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, because we create a lot of content there that doesn't always make it to YouTube. Go check it out.